So you're thinking about buying a house. That's wonderful. I have over 20 years experience in real estate, over half my life really, and today I want to share with you 5 tips you definitely need to consider before you buy a home. These are in no particular order. The first thing I want to talk about is credit. So you may have a stack of money and you don't need credit, or maybe you have a relative that's going to kind of help you buy a house. In that case, you probably don't need credit either, but most people do need credit, and here's the deal. You could always walk into the bank, talk to a lender, and they can pull your credit for you, tell you where you're at. Me personally, I'm more of a do-it-yourselfer, so I always pull mine by myself ahead of time so I know what I can make adjustments on and what I can improve on. A site that I use, and there's no affiliation here, I just use them myself, I love them. It's myfico.com, link in the description if you want to check it out. I think each report is $15, so a total of $45. There are 3 reports: Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion. Banks pull different ones depending, or they might pull them all and take the average. So it's going to take care of them all. That way you know what you're looking at. So if you go to myfico.com, you can pull your credit reports, and what it will show you is your credit scores, your credit history, what you've been late on, delinquencies, any collections. You definitely want to see that because it will also show you a simulator. Now the simulator is really cool. Let's say your score is a 705. You can put on there that you want to pay your bills on time for the next 10 months, and then your credit will be this. A lot of people I talk to that are first-time home buyers don't know what their credit score is. They've never pulled it because a lot of them tell me they're afraid of what it might be. Well, you have to look and find out. You have to start somewhere. The good thing about credit is it is not forever. You can always fix it. You can always repair it. So if you have something bad on there, don't be scared to look at it, figure out what's going on, what's bad about it, and start going towards fixing it. If you have any questions on that, I'll probably do a video more on credit in the future. The next thing I want you to consider is your timeline. You always should have a timeline when planning a big purchase like this. Let's say you rent somewhere and your lease expires in July and it's January. Well, good, you got several months to plan it out. Look at your lease and see what the stipulations are. What's the clause if you break it early? You always want to consider those things. You have time to save money, fix your credit. You always want to plan out exactly what you want to do, where you're going, and you always want to set a timeline. It always helps me personally to write it all down month by month. I want to accomplish this by January, February. I want to accomplish this by March. It always helps me a ton to do that. You always want to consider that, so at the last minute, you're not rushing around. So you've looked at your credit, you've considered your timeline. Now it's time to speak to a lender. Don't just go out to the first lender you see. Shop around a bit. I'm not saying have every one of them pull your credit. You don't want too many inquiries on your credit. But if you have 1 or 2, it's not going to hurt you too much. Here's what I would do. Talk to your family and friends. See who they bought a house through, what lender they used, and find out who you're more comfortable using. Speak to them. Go sit down. Don't have them pull your credit yet. Talk to them and see if you like what they're about. See if you like their policies. One thing to consider, very, very important thing to consider if you're a first-time home buyer, there are so many government programs out there. In fact, I closed a house last month. Guy got $15,000 towards closing costs. Basically, here's what happened. He had a 7-something credit score. He went in there, he brought $20 to closing. That's unheard of. That's the best program I've ever seen. So you owe it to yourself to shop around, find out the best program. Now the key is here. You want to find a grant, a government grant. Grants are free. You don't pay them back. If you find some sort of down payment assistance, make sure it's a grant. Make sure, because a lot of banks will offer you down payment assistance, but they'll up your interest rate as well. So make sure it's a grant. That's not going to affect your interest rate. Just make sure, be thorough, talk to people, talk to your friends, talk to your folks, talk to whoever you're talking to. Find out who the best lender is. Shop around for different government programs too to help you out. Trust me, every dollar definitely counts. Okay, you've picked out a lender. You get your pre-approval letter. You're ready to go. Okay, find a realtor. This is very important also. They are your voice. They are on your side of the transaction. So make sure you don't pick one that's after a commission only. Make sure they care about you, what your goals are. Make sure you can build a relationship with them and you fully trust them. It's very, very important. Trust me, I'm a realtor and that's my first priority is always to build a relationship. Make sure I understand exactly what the clients are looking for. So talk to your people. Find out which your friends might be realtors. Find out what's a good fit for you. Look online. Look at reviews. That's the best way to do it. Pick a good realtor. You'll be so happy you did with the contracts. You have inspections coming up, all these main things. And if you're not, a real estate guru, you definitely need a realtor that really cares about you. Be sure to choose wisely. Take your time. No rush on this. Pick the right one. Okay, this is the best part. So you fixed your credit. You figured out your timeline. You've chosen your lender. You've chosen your realtor. Now it's time to start looking at houses. Look at houses, enjoy it, take pictures, make memories, do everything you can. You'll only buy your first house one time. Guys, it is such a magical moment. The funnest part to me was when I submitted my first offer on a house. I was 21 years old. I submitted my first offer on the house and I couldn't sleep that night. I had butterflies and I was like, dude, are they gonna accept this? Are they gonna counter or whatever's gonna happen? It is the most magical thing. It really, really is. Guys, I wish you guys the best luck. Be sure to subscribe to the page. I'm going to come out with more stuff. I'm a realtor. I love real estate. It's a true passion of mine, and I'm here to help. So if you have any questions, please post away. I'm happy to help with anything, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe. We'll see you soon.